Good day, good day, good day. It's F1 manager time in Baku as Lance Stroll managed to top FP1. What a guy. I mean, hopefully we won't be saying that in qualifying because we won pole. We won the top two. If you didn't watch the last episode, make sure to do that. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. Spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1. George Russell won the last race and Lewis finished P4 or P5, I believe it was P4. Well, it might have even been P6. It was somewhere in that region. It was a really good weekend for the team. We genuinely showed great pace and we thought we was going to push on. Well, we think we're going to push on and continue this pace, hopefully. As neither of them are purple at the moment in Q1, but that's fine. We just need to get through. If you want to watch these live, then make sure to follow Mega Gamer 8888 on Twitch and join Discord. Join the Discord server. You won't be able to watch it live on Discord, but you can talk on Discord. Anyway, finishing Q1 up to the line. What's it going to be? 2nd for Hamilton, 8th for George. George actually quite far off. Lewis very close to the top spot. And that's going to be us easily through. On to Q2. As you can see, only half a tenth of Charles. That was mighty close. Scrub set of tyres on for the first lap with Q2. Let's go. Unfortunately, this isn't how sprints worked that year in F1 Manager. It wasn't quali. No, it wasn't practice, quali, sprint, race. Which hopefully it will be for, well no, hopefully for F1 Manager 24 it will be practice, quali, sprint, quali, race. Which I much prefer as a format now. It doesn't really change much, but it just feels neater and nicer. Anyways, we come through. Lewis is actually purple in sector 1, even though George has got the slipstream. George is slower than Lewis for now, which is surprising because it's not much of a slipstream, but it will help, but it might also be giving him dirty air through the corners. Interesting to see that if this would have been if Q1 was Q2, Perez and Norris would have been out. How are you guys feeling about F1 Manager 24? Because it looks like a brilliant game as Lewis goes purple in sector 2 again. The thought of being able to create your own team and then move to a different team, they're cooking. F1 Manager, Frontier devs, they're cooking. They're cooking something outrageous. Hamilton doesn't need to go out again because his lap is good enough, but Russell does. And it's only 30 quid. What's not to love about F1 Manager 24? Well, apart from the fact there'll be no physical disc copies, but that's fine. You can just buy it on the store and it'll be okay. Anyway, what's happening is
checkered flag is out.
For F1 Manager 24, we're going to create our own team, and I've ordered the standard edition, not the deluxe edition. It comes out on the 23rd of July at 3 o'clock. So we're going to do a stream. It'll probably take a while because I'm going to love playing with the livery designer and logo editor and all that. But we'll go until we'll win with that team, and then we'll see what we do next. Anyway, instead of focusing on F1 Manager 24, let's focus on Q2 in F1 Manager 23 Baku Season 2. George Russell does go quicker, doesn't improve by position, but that could be safe enough. If Gasly improves, he does, but not enough. We're through. Hamilton and Russell are through, as Hulkenberg decided to cook in this session, but they're both through on to Q3 now. Decided to give Lewis the slipstream because he looked quicker and I want to have a car on the front row challenging for the win in the sprint. Anyway, as we're going down the straights through the corners, we've really tried upgrading the car so far this season just to make sure, I don't know why I'm taking manual control here, just to make sure that this car gives us everything it needs to. And hopefully we can push on for wins in the future, not just a one-off in Australia. That's our 2nd win in like, what, 20, would it be 25 races, 26 races? That's 1 every 13 Grand Prix. That's not bad. If it was 1 every 13 Grand Prix, that means we're going to have another one this season. So, let's hope for that. That would be 16th round of the season. That'd be something like, that'd be like Monza. Coming up to the line, Lewis goes P1, beats Alonso by a tenth and stays P1 at this moment in time. As we make George do an extra lap. It does improve in time wise, but not position wise. But hey ho, it'll give him a better delta, it will make him push more. So we go to improve, and it would have boosted his confidence, just making sure they're pushing as well. Here we are. Let's just keep going, keep chugging on. George goes green, Lewis goes purple. That's what we like to see. Improvement is an improvement. Unfortunately, we have sent them out last, which means, well, we have the grippiest track, but if anybody matches our time, then they'll get the place, as Max goes 2/10 quicker than Lewis. Anyway, coming up to the line, what's it going to be? I didn't want to do that, I wanted to slow down to 1 time speed. Hamilton. Oh my god, he's actually tied. He's tied in time with Max Verstappen. Well, everyone's finished, so it's going to be P2, mega result for Lewis, P8, slightly lacking for George. That's 3-1 to Lewis in the qualifying job. Yeah, Max Verstappen gets another pole. We need to try and boost now because we're in the second of the constructors now. We need to try and push, give it everything, so we can have any chance in this constructors championship. But hey, Alonso's still on the lap actually, what can he do? Nothing, doesn't beat us. What about Leclerc? Are these guys on second laps? Okay, we might have just only gone out earlier than the Red Bulls then. Perez has still got to come through. Sainz has still got to come through. Sainz doesn't improve. Perez. That's not fast at all, that's fine. We've beaten Perez. Yep, it's 2nd and 8th for the sprint race.
Our sprint today sees the drivers take on 17 laps of the Baku City circuit.
Expect to see plenty making the most of Baku's long, wide main straight. That's going to be their best chance to overtake and secure a strong result.
Well then folks, it's time to get going. Now's the time for the sprint here in Baku. And it's lights out, and away we go.
And it is indeed lights out and away we go. Anyway, in turn 1 short, Lewis under quite a bit of pressure from Charles. I don't want to push the tyres too much or the battery because softs will barely make it. Maybe we should have got mediums if we wanted to push this much, but everyone went on softs. As George has actually lost a position, he's going to lose another one to the Haas. We can't be having this. If Lewis is going to lose the DRS, the cars in front, he needs to save his battery. As George Russell goes for a fantastic double lunge and makes one of the moves stick. Can't make the second move stick, and maybe he can round the outside into turn 16 or 15. Using the RS, going around the final proper corner, down the straight. Hamilton's lost DRS, so we're just going to chill with him. DRS gets enabled on lap 2. I don't know how they got a 2-second gap already. As George got Gasly, but then lost the place to Gasly. And Hamilton's now fighting Alonso. Excuse the voice break. Hamilton down to 4th. Oh, it's actually Stroll, not Alonso, as Hamilton's just ghosted through the wall. Good one. Hamilton's gone up to P4. That's decent. No, P3, sorry. Got everything on today. Jesus Christ. As he's still fighting Stroll. Soon, just like in the sprint, we might have to start cooling tyres. In the sprint, I was cooling tyres every so often. No, this is the sprint. Well, now I've just told you what the game plan is. When the tyres get hot, and when we're just in free air or in the DRS behind, what I'm going to do, is put it into anywhere between standard and conserve, and just lower the tyre temps, just because it might help us push on and break away from these guys while their tyres are still overheating. Like I'm doing with Lewis now, he's on standard. As he overtakes Stroll. Stroll's going to get him back with the DRS. Hopefully Lewis doesn't lose 2 places. Comes over, he won't lose 2 places. He's going to go for Stroll into turn 1. Around the outside, nice. He's not going to get the DRS now, and Stroll's going to get him back. This George Russell is just having kind of a mid-race in, well, 8th. It will get him a point at least, I guess, as Lewis's tyres have started to cool down. They're not in the red anymore, they're in the yellow for tyres, and I'm trying to do the same thing with George now as well. As Alonso has now got, no, that's still Stroll. Stroll's got through, but now with Lewis pushing again, trying to break away from the DRS. And now I decide, I think if I'm going to go for it, I've just got to run. So using fuel, ERS, tyres, everything to try and get away, and we have done it. We're over a second now. On lap 12, we're now within 1.2 seconds of the leaders, but the tyres are hot and we've burnt all the battery and we haven't got much fuel left, so tyres and fuel have to come down, so does ERS, but we're right here now, and Lewis can go round the outside of Max Verstappen, down the inside into the castle section, then round the outside, down the inside again, but just can't get the exit. Doesn't get the place as Alonso's now up to 4th, now Sainz. Stroll's now managed to be the last one in the train, as George is slowing down. There's just no point pushing him, so he might as well just keep the point. As Hamilton goes up to P1 briefly, in front of Leclerc, in front of Verstappen, but we're just going to cool down tyres, so on the last lap we can try and get them both. That sounds like a good plan to me. As we'll go back to standard because we don't want to lose too much time in the fast corners. And on the last lap, or penultimate lap, Max Verstappen's really trying to go for it around the outside, and he's done it. Nothing we can do about that. That puts a hole in any chances we had of winning. Now we'll just focus on getting P2, and in the DRS zone, Charles is putting himself on a tight line. Lewis can go all the way around the outside and get ahead. GG's.
So we have the second flag.
Lewis finishes the sprint race in P2, just half a second off the win. Lewis won a sprint race in season 1, but it's P2 from this time. And George Russell crosses the line, takes the fast lap on the last lap in P8. It's 8 points for the team, 1 for George, 7 for Lewis. Let's move on to the main race.
It's a finish in the points for Lewis Hamilton.
They did really well to secure second. The team in the pits will be happy with that.
Here we are, folks. We're back for another day of scintillating F1 action. It's race day.
Baku has been the scene for some major on-track battles, like Vettel and Hamilton fighting for the lead back in 2017. Will we see more drama this year, I wonder? And the weather today is sunny. These are ideal conditions for the drivers to shine.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Final checks are being carried out on the grid, and it won't be long until we get underway. This could be a big race for that man right there, Lewis Hamilton.
It's a P2 start for them, an excellent opportunity, and no doubt they'll be looking to grab it with both hands.
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
And it is lights out and away we go. Straight away putting them on aggressive mode overtake. Lewis has gone for a medium hard. George is going to go for a soft medium. George needs an aggressive strategy to really get back into the top 5 hunt, maybe even the podium hunt. Lewis is on the same strategy as Max, so I'm happy with that. Charles is on the soft as he's pressurising Lewis, just like in the sprint race. And there's a safety car straight away, which George's strategy was going to be tight on tyres. It's not going to be so tight on tyres now. He can conserve them during the safety car period. That was why is the replay about George Russell? What has he done? Oh my days. He's just... Actually, I wouldn't really say that's his fault. Stroll has ended up in the... Okay, that changes things. That changes things dramatically. I hope we've got some decent tyre compounds, because that might really put us in a sticky spot. So Lance Stroll... He just... I'd say he turns... Well, George is on the apex. I'd say he just turns into him. Yeah, Stroll says sorry. I know I'm probably talking over Crofty there. By the way, make sure to like and subscribe. For now, Lewis is going to go for soft mediums, like George was meant to do. And George is going to go medium, then medium again. Because he's already used the mandatory different compound. So he can go medium, medium and push like hell. Which is an aggressive strategy, not as aggressive as the one I wanted to go to, so probably screws him over a little bit. But it is what it is. Oh yeah, and I left him on conserve, which means he's going to have a bad start. And I put George a lap over fueled so we can push more. And yeah, this happens. So now he has 5 and a bit kilos extra, which is not ideal. And now I begin to make a strategy, but I think I'm just gonna... I think I cut this part out so guys don't have to see it. Or I hope I do anyway. Yep, and that's our first strategy. George, medium, medium. Lewis is going to go softs. And he's going to go mediums on about there-ish, I think. Maybe a lap or 2 later. But yeah, that's going to be the strats. That's going to be the strats. Medium, medium, George, soft, medium, Lewis. Anyway, it's lights out and away we go. Getting off the grid, like I told you, not a good launch because Lewis was on conserve. Anyway, I wonder what tyres Charles has done, as Max has gone soft as well. Charles is alongside us. Investigation, Stroll and Russell. No penalties given. Yeah, fairs. Stroll's out of the race. George is still in it. That's what they deserve, really. Same thing from the sprint. Not going to push the same length as them because they'll damage their tyres and overheat them. We can just chill with Alonso, save tyre temp, light the sprint, and then go off. And George is going to go for a double move here. Can't quite make it work. George is up to 7th now because he got Stroll off the start, as you guys saw. As Lewis is now fighting Alonso, trying to cool the tyres down. And on top of ERS mode because I want him to absolutely pull it off when he can do. And George has lost the train and he's now being fought by Esteban Ocon. So George needs to rapidly push and get gone. I'm going to try and get gone with Lewis as well. So he's just got Alonso. Ooh, dear, that's not where you want to be. Daniel Ricciardo's just been put in a wall. That's not very fortuitous for him. As we're going to go around the outside of Max Verstappen if he can make it. As he's dropped Alonso now by 6.5 seconds. Just as we're going for a move, the virtual safety car gets called. And now it's ending on lap 13. George and Carlos racing. George can't quite get him now, but he's going to go for it on the ERS, I'm sure he is. DRS rather, as we're going to full out push with Lewis to try and get back in the DRS. But it's not that deep because he's ahead of Perez, so as long as Lewis can scoop up a podium today, I'm not angry, I'm not frustrated. As Sainz and Russell are battling, as Russell's going to try and go the long way around. Can't quite do anything of it. Gets him next lap on lap 21 though. There's a yellow flag because George crashed into Carlos. Just scooted him into the wall, which I've got to edit the replay into this. As Leclerc's pit.
But there's a problem jacking up the car.
It's a slow stop. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We're not going to react with Lewis instantly because that's not what our strategy is. But we're going to react on lap 25, trying to get an undercut on Max and stick to our original strategies. It's Red Bull, Mercedes, looking like 2021. As, oh yeah, I forgot how bad the stops were on this game. That's a 3-second stop. That might just be because it's the start of the season. Well, yeah, it's round 4, so it's still the start of the season, I guess. It's going to be weird when Baku's like 17th round. Ghazi does fast lap with a 46 something. As Russell now comes into the pit lane. For another set of mediums. He's done quite well in this stint. As Leclerc's just set the fastest lap and he's tagging onto Ocon, meaning we can't catch Ocon. As that's even worse, that's a 3.2. We desperately need to sort out these pit stops. I think I'm going to live stream one of these as this video goes up. So after this video, once you've seen this video, search up Mega Gamer 8888 on Twitch, and that'll be me live streaming F1 Manager this series. Also, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the Discord server if you so wish. And there is Max out 1.8 seconds behind Lewis, but he's gone soft, which I didn't even think about. Because Lewis could do it because he's gone mediums, but I don't see that being worth it, as George is getting past some of the traffic he came out behind, because there wasn't much of a gap between Lewis and George. As Lewis sends one on Esteban Ocon, and Max gets him a lap later. We have to stay with Max while his soft is still decent, because he will drag us up to the lead. As you can see there, by Max setting the fast lap of a 45. As quite a few drivers come in, and Russell has now got to push away in P6, what will be P5, with Perez behind him, but Perez is also on soft, so I'm expecting to keep Perez behind for long. As Lewis, we need to go attack, because I thought we could conserve tyres, and just a couple of laps later, Perez is in 4th, and we're so far behind Max, it's unreal. As George now gets Alonso, he's fighting Alonso, but we're trying to conserve temp and tyre wear for the last lap. As Perez is now rapidly closing in on Hamilton, who's kept him adrift, been better pace with him on more worn tyres. But as here he goes, George on Alonso, that is a good move, and that is 5th place for George. Whereas here on the penultimate corner, Lewis has just given Perez an inside line, he's left the door open, and on the last lap George goes from 6th to 5th, and on the last lap Lewis goes from 3rd to 4th. Maybe he can get him with the DRS, but I doubt it, it's such a short zone. No, nothing coming of that. It's going to be P4 and P5
So we have
in the main race.
P4.
Really happy with
Alonso gets P6, good day over Aston Martin,
Well done, mate.
and even a better day than Ferrari, as Sainz doesn't get any points. What a result for the team.
What a brilliant race that was for the team. They just did everything right, the driver included, of course.
But just look at this, the overwhelming excitement for those celebrating this achievement. And no doubt, Verstappen fans will be celebrating the Dutchman's achievement.
That takes them up to 3 wins this season. They proved just so hard to beat.
And before they get back to work, I think it's time to cool off here in Azerbaijan. And as proceedings start to wind down here, what will Mercedes have made of this result, Karun?
They didn't do too badly today. A pretty respectable outcome as far as they'll be concerned. But they need to keep pushing. They can't afford to sit back.
Well, everybody, that's all from us here in Baku.
Coming up next, the teams will be taking a trip to the Sunshine State. The Hard Rock Stadium is laying down the track for a captivating race at the Miami Grand Prix.
Unfortunately, Lewis's first podium of the season still awaits, because P2 in the sprint race doesn't count. It's kind of like real life F1, Lewis getting P2 in a sprint race, and George getting a podium almost. Well, a podium in real life for winning this game. Anyway, if you did enjoy, as we get a point in the DHL Fastest Pit Stop Award, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. Unfortunately, we moved down to last in the Constructors because Haas outscored us in the DHL Fast Pit Stop. Make sure to like, subscribe, search up Mega Gamer 888 on Twitch, where I'll be live right now streaming this. As we've got new chassis for Lewis, No, new chassis for Lewis, new suspension for George, because George was the only one with the chassis this race, and Lewis was the only one with the suspension this race. Yeah, make sure to search up Mega Gamer 8888 on Twitch to watch live, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.